Okay everyone, so this is the video recording for task 15-2 in which you are going to learn how to prepare the financial statements using the Excel by picking up the values from the trial balance to enter into the financial statements. But the only thing which you're going to do differently over here is you're not going to enter any values by yourself manually. You are going to use VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP to fill up the financial statements. Okay. So to do this task, we need to open the final accounts workbook, which is the file I have opened here, final accounts. Complete the trial balance and check that it balances. Okay, so first they want us to complete the trial balance and check that it balances. So I go to my accounts tab and I have a trial balance over here. So I need to put the trial balance into the debit and credit columns following the dead click to complete the trial balance accurately. So revenue is your income, so equal to NB2. That will pick up the value. Do not put anything directly into the account figures. SLCA is your asset. Now wages, bank, rent, all of these are expenses, so you can drag this down so the other cells will be filled up. Rent is also an expense, so will be on the debit side. Capital is on the credit side, so put it on the credit side now. Purchase ledger control account is also on the credit side. Then purchases and electricity on the debit side. Scroll down again to fill up drawings, opening inventory, motor vehicles, everything on the debit side. Accumulated depreciation for motor vehicles on the credit side. But fixtures and fittings on the debit side. Then accumulated depreciation on fixtures and fittings on the credit side. Just copy pasting that formula and it is changing the cell number as and when you copy paste. So that's why you're getting new values every time you copy paste, because I did not use any absolute referencing here because the values are changing, so you want to change them. Accruals is also a liability, so will be on the credit side. Prepayments is an asset, so will be on the debit side. Closing inventory will go both in the debit side and also on the credit side. Then depreciation charge will go on the debit side. Once everything is finished, you want to check that it is balancing. So take a sum of your debit and credit columns. So highlight everything until the last column and click on the sum button. Do the same for the next one and click on the sum button. Check if this is balancing first before you continue. So you got 234,330 on the debit side and 234,330 on the credit side, which means our trial balance is now accurate. Next thing, copy and paste the trial balance account names onto sheet 2. Use this to create a drop-down list for all the blue cells on the accounts worksheet. To ensure that appropriate terminology is used in the final accounts, you may need to change terms in the trial balance on sheet 2. For example, sales ledger control account needs to be trade receivables, okay? Because some of the items names in the trial balance will not appear in the SOFP. Like PLCA will be called as trade payables. SLCA will be called as trade receivables. Okay, so if you want to enter them into the financial statements, you need to change some of the terminology from this trial balance, and they want to create this terminology as a list in another sheet. Okay, but this list has already been provided to you. Okay, I did not do this, it was already given to you. Okay, so even though they asked you to prepare a list in sheet 2, they have already done that for you. So this is your list, and you can see revenue, SLCA is called as trade receivables, PLCA is called as trade payables, etc. So the list is already given to you, and this is a list of the items what we will be using to prepare your financial statements. Rename the sheet 2 as list. So it's already renamed. Complete the statement of profit or loss accounts on the worksheet. So first they want you to prepare the statement of profit or loss account, which is over here. Now they want you to create a drop down list in all these blue cells. Okay, like if you see here, they told you that to use this to create a drop down list for all the blue cells on the accounts worksheet. Like when you are doing your AAT exam, if you click here, they will get a drop down list with the various accounts what you can enter, isn't it? So they want you to create such drop down list in Excel now while doing this. Okay, so and the items what they want you to appear in this list is all these items over here. Okay, so let's see how do we create the drop down list. So select the blue cell where you want to create the drop down list. Go to data, and then we need data validation. So let me check where is that data validation. 1 minute please. Data validation. And what you want to create is you want to create a list in this particular cell. So allow value, you say I want a list. And now they want you to tell where is this list coming from. If you want, you can type up the list by yourself if you only have 3 or 4 items to be typed. But here we have a very long list of items what we want to copy. So double click on the source, just put your mouse into the source button. Go to the list tab and highlight all these cells what you want to appear in that list and say OK. Now you can see when you go to this box, click on the drop down, you can see all the account names are coming up. So when you are preparing your SPL, rather than entering the items, opening stock, purchases or whatever it is, you select those items from here. They want you to create this list in all the blue cells. Okay, so it's easier to copy paste rather than to create this data validation again and again. So go to the first blue cell where you did the validation, Control C, right click, paste special and paste validation. You're not pasting any formulas or any values. What you're pasting is the validation. So click on validation and say OK. Do the same in the other cell also. Right click, paste special, paste validation. OK. Here all the blue cells on in a row. So select everything at once, paste special and paste validation. So now every cell you go to, you can click on the drop down and you can see all the cell names are coming in the drop down. So here first we have revenue. For revenue there is no drop down, they already given you the figure. You need to enter the revenue value over here. And the value of revenue is 165,400. Thing is, you cannot just enter 165,400 over here. You need to enter the values by picking up the item using a VLOOKUP, I think. Let me take a look. Complete the statement of profit or loss on the accounts worksheet. Insert formulas in cell G8, H9, H16 and H17. G8 over here, cost of goods sold. H9, gross profit. So here you cannot pick up the values because these values you need to calculate by yourself. But the other values you need to pick up. Use a VLOOKUP to enter the correct figures into the remaining blank cells from the trial balance. The use of absolute, relative and mixed referencing in VLOOKUP formula should enable you to cut and paste rather than hard entering the formula in each cell. So they want to use a VLOOKUP to pick up the values from the trial balance every time you change an item over here. Okay, so let's see how to do that. Equal to formulas, lookup and reference, VLOOKUP, My lookup value is the heading, because I need to pick up the item based on what is the drop down list. So here I have revenue, so my lookup value is revenue. What I am picking up, where is my table for the trial balance, is over here. Don't use a list, because in the list there are no values, there is no pound values, it's only the items. But when you are picking up the values, you need the pound values, so use this list. Now if you see in this list, we have the names here and we have the values here. So just these two columns will be sufficient. You don't need to select the debit and credit column also, because that way you will be looking at two columns and one of these columns are empty. So Excel will not know which value to pick up correctly. So to avoid that, only select the first two rows for your table array. So start from the revenue and select everything until the depreciation charge. Column index number, first column is details, second column is values. So what you want to pick up is the values, so the column index number will be 2. Range lookup will be false, because you are not looking for a nearest value, you are looking for a exact match. False. And say OK. And now you can see that here it was revenue and it picked up the revenue item correctly, 165,400. Before we continue picking up the values for the others, let's select the headings, because without the headings these functions will not work. So usually after the revenue you will get opening stock or opening inventory. To that you add purchases, and from that you subtract closing inventory, which will give you the cost of goods sold, which is, here they said you can put a formula, which is opening inventory plus purchases minus closing inventory. As of now it can't calculate anything because the cells are empty. So let's use this VLOOKUP formula and try to copy paste it and see if we can change it. Okay, before we copy paste, let's see which cells we need to use absolute referencing on. Table is not changing, so A2 to B21, put absolute referencing on that. This is going to be a long video, guys, sorry about that, because it's a very lengthier task. And then one more thing which you want to do absolute referencing on is F, because if you copy paste this formula into here, the F will become E, but there is no value in E, the headings are in column F. So you don't need to put absolute referencing on number 3, because you want it to change from F3 to F4 to F5 and so on. But the column F, you want that to remain constant, so only put absolute referencing on F. That is done now. Now let's see if we can copy paste this value and change it. Okay, Control C, Control V. Oops, sorry. Let's try that again. Control C, Control V. One more Control V. One more Control V. Check if all the values are picked up correctly. Opening inventory is 9,800, purchases is 88,900, and closing inventory is 8,300. And you calculated the cost of goods sold. In H9 also they want to enter a formula to calculate the gross profit, which is sales minus cost of goods sold, 75,000. Then you need to enter all your expenses. So let's see what expenses do we have. Wages is an expenditure. Then rent is an expenditure. Then we have purchases is already entered. Electricity and telephone are expenses. And then we will have, I think, depreciation most probably, because drawings, profit, inventory, opening inventory, closing inventory will not go here. Accruals prepayments will not go here. Depreciation charge. Copy paste this same VLOOKUP formula in all the other cells also. You can use from here or from here, anywhere. Control C, Control V. So all the expenses have now been picked up. Now we need to do the total expenses, which is sum of all these cells. And then profit or loss for the year will be the gross profit minus all the expenses, which is your net profit 48,430. Now the next thing is, again they want to prepare statement of financial position, also again in the same format. First we need data validation in all the blue cells to create the list. Just as I told, don't do the validation again. You already done it. Copy paste the validation. Control C. While pasting, use paste special. Okay. Paste both the cells together. They're one after one. Paste special and paste validation. Say okay. Do the same for the other blue cells also. Paste special and paste validation. Two more blue cells. Paste special, validation. And some more blue cells. Paste special and validation. Before we pick up the values, we need to fill up all the headings. What should be there here? So under the non-current assets, see how many non-current assets do we have? We have motor vehicles, and then we have fixtures. Under current assets, we get trade receivables, then bank, it's on the debit side, so that's why it is an asset. And then we will have closing inventory and prepayments. Don't worry about the order in which you are entering the current assets. It won't make any difference. Under the current liabilities, we will have trade payables, and then we will also have accruals. And then under finance to buy, you will have capital, drawings, and profit. Okay, all the figures are now entered. Now we can copy paste this cell, this formula, and change just one thing so that you can pick up the values over here. Control C, Control V. What we need to change is, now we are not looking at F5 anymore, we are looking at N. This is the heading what we are looking at. So change this number to N and check if it is picked up correctly or not. Motor vehicles is 14,800 and it's picked up 14,800. Control C, Control V. 3,200. Do the same for the others also here. And then others also here. I can see one is not working. I will check why is that in a minute. And over here also. Okay, so all the items are now picked up. Now let's see why these cells are not displaying any figures. Because here we have trade receivables. But in the trial balance here, we do not have trade receivables, we have SLCA. So that is why it is not able to pick up the figure. They asked us to change the headings to suitable to the list. But I forgot to do that. So trade receivables, it has to be very, very specific, capitals and small letters also, otherwise it will not be able to pick up. So just to be safe, I'll just copy paste this one. Control C, Control V. Then PLCA is trade payables. Control C, Control V. Now if you see, those values should be working now. See, it's pick up the trade receivables and trade payables correctly now. We do not have any depreciation, so we need to pick up the depreciation. But what we need to pick up is the accumulated depreciation. But we cannot pick up depreciation using this heading motor vehicles, because the values are picked up using this heading, accumulated depreciation motor vehicle. But there is no heading to look up for that accumulated depreciation motor vehicle. So because of that, just these two depreciations you can enter them. So accumulated depreciation for motor vehicles equal to, in which cell is accumulated depreciation motor vehicles? 7,800. For fixtures equal to accumulated depreciation fixtures 1,800. Carrying amount, as you know, will be a calculation cost minus accumulated depreciation. Then do the totals for all the columns. Drag it. Now we need the total of your current assets, total of our current liabilities. Then net current assets is current assets minus current liabilities. Net assets is non-current assets plus net current assets. So our net assets is completed. Now we need to pick up the profit. But profit, as you know, is not in the trial balance. Profit is something which you have calculated in your SPL. So do not use VLOOKUP for that. Refer to the original figure in your SPL, and that's your profit. Calculate the proprietor funds, capital minus drawings plus profit. 44,260, 44,260. So your SYFP has balanced, showing that your financial statements are accurate. Format the numbers to 0 decimal places with a comma separator. There is a comma separator everywhere and there are no decimal places, so I think it's already been formatted. So you do not have to do that step again, because you can see there's a 1000 separator everywhere and there is no decimal places. So because of that, you do not need to do that step. Sometimes you can check, and if there is no requirement to do that step, you can ignore that. And that completes this particular activity, and you save it as 15-12, which is financial statements or final accounts. Sometimes when I am receiving work from you, some of students are saving it as 15-5 and sending it to me, but some of you are just sending with the name final accounts. I hope all of you know how to save the files. Okay, just go to File, Save As, and browse wherever you are saving it. Browse it. Usually I save everything in my USB, so I go to my USB and I select a folder, and then I'll change the name before I save it. Okay, because you need to know how to save the files also correctly with the right file names, because even this also will carry marks when you're uploading work in your exam. So files have to be saved appropriately with the correct file name. Okay, I'm not saving this at the minute. Cancel and come back to home. So this is your activity 15-2, I think, is it? Completed. 15-2, which is for financial statements. Thank you for watching.